We got smashed, bro.
3, 2, 1, go!
What's up? It's your boy Levelhead back with another live and leveled gamers podcast. Man, we've been consistent for these last few months and years. We are back. It is Thursday, 8:30 p.m. This is the place to be. I got the crew. What's up, people?
What it do? Happy Thursday.
What it do, man? Let's make sure we're not muted. I know last time we had us muted. If you can hear us, let us know.
You don't have to start out like that.
Let us know. Let us know.
I made sure
let us know
that you was not muted. What's up, Neil? You start out already. I'm like, bro, I made sure I'm looking at it. You definitely heard it. So we got a little bit we're going to talk about tonight. This one topic is going to span different aspects, but we got to ask the question: are Nintendo fans' frustration with digital Foundry Warranted? We'll talk about that. I'm pretty sure it's going to take a few different lanes. Also, we got to talk about Mario Kart Ruined. I'm going to let Keith kind of take charge of that conversation. Is Mario Kart World ruined? Did Nintendo's update mess up the game? Should we go back to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe? We shall see. Also, Capcom had a spotlight today. Few nice titles they showed there. So we're going to talk about it. So y'all come on in. It's time. And guess what? We're not going to be here long. I say that every time. And I don't keep my word. Don't want to do that. Welcome. Man. It's another Thursday, Keith. K-Bomb, we are here. People are already in the chat. Nia is there. What, Nia? What's up, Nia? She said we sound good. Told you, K-Bomb. I told you I had us right this time. So
I believe you now.
you only believe me. You only believe me because Nia.
I really not.
Sound right?
I believe you not, man. Yeah, man, you are absolutely correct. Thank you, brother.
But if John's sitting on this stuff,
that's what I was just going to go. Wait, but if Digital Foundry say we right, it's right. Well, anyway, man, what's up, D2K? Welcome. D2K, welcome to the show. So we got to talk about it, man. A lot is taking place, a lot of commotion. So anything, before we get into all the what you've been gaming on and all that stuff, has any of you guys checked out Ironheart? I'm kind of starting to get a little frustrated with, and I haven't seen it yet, so I have no real assessment of whether it's good or not. But I do see this quick turn to bash, and it seems like it's always when the protagonist is black. I just got to call a spade, but I haven't seen it, so I don't want to say much. Have y'all seen it?
I have been catching up on Andor. So
okay,
I am also on Andor, but I've been
I haven't watched that at all.
Grudgingly anticipating this show. I don't know when I'm going to watch this. I have an issue with the actress. I don't think
Crunch, you don't like it. Okay, all right. Well,
I didn't like her.
I didn't like her in the movie either, so that's why I'm trying to.
I didn't like her in the movie, so I'm like, that's why I'm like, I'm not in no rush to watch it.
What's the growl about?
I'm not in no rush to watch it.
Dark Songwriter, what's up, bro? I saw you there, man. I didn't mean to give Comic Book Crunch a shout out before you, even though you beat him into the chat. But anyway, so you don't like a Comic Book Crunch? Okay, let me know why you don't like it, sir. I mean, I don't want. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes I be trying to hold my, you know what I'm saying, some of my triggers down because I do notice that they always seem to bash. But I do remember she did annoy me in the movie. So do what K-Bum did. I don't know if I'm ready to watch it.
she was trying to be too Chicago. She was trying a little bit too hard for my take.
But we got 3 more episodes, so we will
I was gonna say smash.
Yeah, I thought that's what you were going to say too.
I'm
not into a rush. I'm not in a rush to see it either or watch it either. Okay, yeah. Go ahead, Keith. You were saying?
Oh no, but since we here, kind of backing up to Andor, I was watching it, and K-Bone, since you've been watching it, tell me and make sure I'm not tripping. Okay. Does this feel like Star Wars to you?
Yes.
It does. Okay. Wait. What episode?
Okay. Let's. It feels like it doesn't fit. Okay, it doesn't feel like Skywalker Star Wars.
Okay.
It doesn't feel like the Skywalker saga. To me, that is a very good thing. I think the best Star Wars movie in the last 15, 20, at least 15 years is Rogue One.
Yes, I agree.
And so this feels more like Rogue One than any other. This feels more like Rogue One. And to me, that's a good thing.
Like the, what's his name? What was Harrison Ford's character? Han Solo. I like the Solo movie too.
Ooh. You are.
I did.
You're kind of alone there, but yeah.
That's fine.
So
I'm used to it.
You said Andor. Y'all saying that it's good. I haven't watched
it is
episode.
No, it's not good. It's not good. It's amazing. It's top notch.
Yeah,
okay. You know, K-Bum, I and when it comes to movies, K-Bum, I put sincere stock in your words, sir. So
I appreciate that, man.
You welcome, man. You know, sometimes you got to show a person that, just make sure when it's flipped, you anyway. So, but now that you say it's good, I may go ahead and
it's top notch.
Down and Keith, you say it's good too. Now Keith, there was one movie you said was good. I don't know if I trust you.
What was it?
I don't remember. I'm just messing with you. But you say it's good. I'm gonna trust on you. I'm gonna trust in your words. I'm gonna go check it out. Now you said the movie with the Transformers. I thought it was good. K-Bum thought it wasn't, but I thought it was good. Transformers.
Well, you can't use my opinion about Transformers. So don't use my opinion. I think they're all trash. Since the first one.
Was good.
Oh, the animated one. No, that was bad.
Yeah, I thought you said it was bad. I wasn't even following.
Yeah, it was bad. No, I ain't like that. I thought you were talking about like the Transformer movies, like the live action. My bad.
Y'all know, old boy is what's his name? That was Superman. That played Superman.
Superman's.
Talking about the one that got fired.
Yeah, what's his name? Dang it! It was just on the tip of my tongue. I hate when I do that on the podcast. Henry Cavill. Y'all know he's working on a Voltron.
Yes. Yes,
but they haven't shown anything yet. But yeah, they're working on a Voltron, man. That sounds interesting. But
I thought he's working that and Warhammer 40,000.
Warhammer. That's right.
Warhammer. I believe he's working on Warhammer too.
Now, is this going straight to Netflix stuff, or this is going to the theater?
I don't know.
All right. Thank you, D2K. I be having it on the tip of my tongue, but when it's time to say it just runs away. Like where did you go? But anyway, this is the show. Let's get into what you've been gaming on. I'm pretty sure, Nia, I'm going to be on my best behavior. I saw your post on Twitter. I responded. I will be on good behavior tonight. Don't let the title fool you. I'm going to be on my best of behavior. But let's get into what you've been gaming on. Yeah. You know what time it is. It's time for What Have You Been Gaming On? Sing it, folks. Let's go. Hey. What you been gaming on? 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 Gaming on, gaming on, gaming on. take the floor first. What have you been gaming on? Go ahead.
This week I have been playing on the usuals. Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, a little bit of Hogwarts. Still trying to get through that. Uh, have I played anything new? My brain is horrible. But I started playing Wolfenstein 2 on the Switch too, because I forgot I had that game on the original Switch and I wanted to download it to see if there was any updates. And I can confirm that there are no updates. As a matter of fact, I was playing it. I was playing it last night, and I almost screw up looking at the motion. I was like, that is horrible. So I played a little bit on in handheld today, and it's a lot better in handheld. Uh, Playing on the Switch too, but I forgot I had that game on PC, so I slid over to the PC, played it in 4K, 60 frames a second. Woo! I think I might play that game again. I think I might play it again. I don't know. Well, play it really for the first time because I didn't play it the first time. But uh, and then let's see anything else I've been playing. Oh, me and my boys we finally opened up Mario Jamboree.
Now you got
Anticipating a
that?
new down. Yeah, I got the
Okay.
the one for the Switch, and there is an update for it. It's a lot cleaner, but there's still the new DLC stuff coming later for I think $20. But they were playing it because we only had two Joy Cons, and it looked pretty fun. I was just watching them play, trying to see if there's anything else I played. There probably was, but that's all I've been gaming on.
Okay. K Bum, the floor is yours. What have you been gaming on?
So I've been gaming on uh, the huge. So that's 2K Marvel Rivals. I've been spending actually a lot of time playing Civ 7, and I think on the Switch too. And I think I got about maybe 10 to 12 hours into that game so far. Playing Civ 7. I am absolutely enjoying that game. It's a pretty fun. Like I said, it's different type of game, but I've been having fun playing it. So that's why I've been spending most of my time doing as far as the Switch goes. I play a little Mario Kart, but not not a lot of Mario Kart, just a little bit. Uh, so the other game I've been playing on. So I do have a new game for you guys. I do have a new game. I think I don't know if Keith may like it or not, but I have a new game. That game that I've been playing is actually
Why wouldn't I
oh
like it? I wouldn't like it.
no. It was specifically saying that Keith may like it, not saying that you wouldn't like it. It's
Oh.
something that Hollow Knight
Oh, okay. Was on the
I got
was
that
on the
on both
PlayStation?
PC and Switch.
on PlayStation.
Okay.
On PlayStation. Was that Keith?
Said I got that on PC and Switch.
Yeah. So it's the Void version. I'm
Wait,
not sure
I don't
what
know.
version that is. Let me try to turn the PlayStation on so I can see what it is. But it's I think it's like the first Hollow Knight. I don't know what the name of that was. It's like the first Hollow Knight. And so I've put about 4 hours into the game. So I wanted to test it out, wanted to see how it is. Put about 4 hours in the game. And I'm gonna tell you this, Keith. It ain't for me. That's not my type of game.
It's difficult.
It's it's not the difficultness. I I don't have a problem with it being difficult. What I've learned because I it really enjoyed the which game was that, the Prince of Persia game. So I've been saying in the chat for a while I wanted to try another game like that to see if I like side scrollers. And this game has all those tropes that I dislike about side scrollers. It
Mm.
is really big on adventure
Hmm.
and exploration. I guess that's the best word to say it. It's really big on exploration, and I don't like that. Um, I guess what I liked about Prince of Persia is that it kind of held your hand as far as letting you know what to do next. Right? It let you know what to do next. You were never really caught off guard. You knew what you were going to. You had some idea of what was going to happen next. But this game to me doesn't do that. It doesn't give you that understanding of what to do next. It doesn't give you arrows. It doesn't tell you like you have to equip something to let you know where you are in the map. And I'm like, that's kind of weak. That I actually have to use one of my equipment slots just so I can pinpoint where I am on the map. And it doesn't tell you where to go next. And so I did a lot of it, and I opened up the map. I opened the map a bunch. And I'm like, cool, I'm doing good. And I got to a point where I had to go back out and come back. And I had the terrible backtracking. So I had to backtrack, and I'm like, okay, where do I go next? And the map doesn't really tell me what it is that I have to do next. The map doesn't tell me. The game doesn't really tell me. Nothing really tells me what to do next. And I'm like, how do I figure that out? How do I figure out what to do next? And so I got kind of stuck there. And I'm like, this isn't fun anymore. Like doing exploration and going through the map and find out, this isn't fun. I'm not having fun. So I stopped playing it.
That's Metromania for you, sir.
And I come to realize this. I'm listening to your point, Keith. I come to realization that I like the hand holding of side scrollers. I prefer combat story and then hand holding of side scrollers. I'm not a pure side scroller fanatic. You got to hold my hand. You got to give me a marker on the screen to let me know the direction I should be going.
Mario,
and that's
Mario, you need to go play Mario Wonder.
Excuse me, that a platformer, sir?
Nah,
it is a platformer, and it holds your hand.
No, I'm saying I wouldn't reckon.
I'm messing with. That was a whole.
But no, I wanted to say though, I actually stopped playing Hollow Knight as well. I can't remember if I was playing it the most on the Switch or the PC. I can't even remember where I was playing it, but I actually stopped playing it. There was a part in the game. It was similar to that. I had to go down somewhere, and it was a boss. I'm not even gonna say it was like really, really hard, but it just, I don't know, just something about the game. It's so dark and brooding, and it's like, it's not an inviting game. But you might want to check out
Fist. The Ori and the Wisp. I thought you were going to say that one.
No. That's kind of adventure too. But Fist, okay. FIST, Forged in Shadow Torch. I think that's how you call it. I talked about it on the show once before.
Wait, is it PC only, or where is it at?
No, it's everything. PlayStation 5.
PC, how you spell it again?
Fist. F.I.S.T. Forged in Shadow Torch. It has a story, voice acting. I want to say it tells you kind of where to go. It's that same side-scrolling action, and it tells you how to use the moves. I am
downloading it right now.
Oh, is it free?
Apparently, I already have it.
Oh,
I think it's included in the PlayStation Premium subscription.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm going to download it right now. Yep.
I think that would be more. I think that's more in the line of the Prince of Persia.
Bet. Yeah, so I'm trying to get ready for Ninja Gaiden and Shinobi, and I'm trying to scratch that itch, but that Hollow Knight.
Prince of Persia has really made you kind of enjoy platformers.
Side scrollers.
That's still a platformer.
Side scrollers.
Side scroller platform.
You said get it right.
Side scrollers. I want to try a side
scrollers that have platforming in it.
I don't. The thing I hate most on
just say it with BK Bum. Side scrollers.
The thing I hate most.
Side scrollers that have platforming in it. It's not hard to say.
The thing I hate the most when I played Prince of Persia was the platforming. Let's get that straight. That's the piece that made me upset the most was side scroller. The combat, love it. Story, fun. Even doing something to play. We got to get the plays. But the thing where the only reason I'm trying to do this is is the platforming aspect of it. I'm like, this is. I want to give me action. That's not action to me. That's traversing. I don't need traverse. Just give me some action.
Okay, y'all. He like action packed platformers. But okay. So is it my turn?
Side scrollers. Side scrollers.
So let me get the regulars out the way. So of course I've been playing Street Fighter 6. I tried. Did I tell you? I don't know if I told the cast this. I know I told you guys this. So I tried to pull a fast one on Nintendo. So when I bought my Switch 2, they had two options for Street Fighters. They had the Street Fighters 1-2 edition. Then they had Street Fighters, and I didn't really know how much it really cost to upgrade or update to the newer rosters. And I wish I would have knew that from the jump. So I bought the cheaper version thinking, down the road I'll go ahead and upgrade and buy the new characters for like $15. No, that's not what's going to happen. That's pretty much buying the game again. So I called Nintendo and I tried to explain in a way that, I made a mistake. Can I change from my base Street Fighters to 1-2 edition? They told me, sorry for your mistake, but unfortunately, that's what they told me. So I'm stuck with this version. So I'm basically have to buy the game key card at pretty much $59.99 and then pay for the third season on top of that. So that's basically, by the time I get all the characters, I will have spent probably $110, $120. But I played Street Fighters. I also played Fast Fusion. I actually got a chance to try out the new mode that they have, the Pure mode, where I think it's not using any other anti-aliasing, and I don't know if it's using DLSS. It's something else. AO. I don't know what that is. What is AO? But anti-aliasing, and there's something else that's turned off, and it's called Pure settings. Also, man, I just realized that I have been playing in 1080p on my TV upstairs for the last 2 weeks. Then realized I was playing around with trying to find out if my TV was 120 hertz, which in the features of my TV it says it does, but for whatever reason, Switch 2 says it's not. So I don't know. So I changed some settings around to see if the 4K only let me go up to 60 frames. So I changed my HDMI outlets back to standard instead of for HDR. So not realizing that I didn't ever change it back. So I was like, man, why these games look washed out and look goofy? And so playing around with my settings today, I literally just discovered this today. Man, I've been playing in 1080p for the last 2 weeks and been changing I was upset because I couldn't get it to look right, but I finally feel like I got my TV upstairs. It's popping off the screen now. It was because I was playing in 1080p. So anyway, Mario Kart World, I've been trying to go through the different what are they? What they call that when you racing through the circuits, the different circuits. Right now I'm on the last circuit because I'm trying to get to Rainbow Road.
It's gold all of them.
So I'm trying. Yeah, I'm
Seen
trying.
Rainbow Road yet?
No, I haven't because I've been playing Knockout. I haven't been playing anything but Knockout on online. So I've been going through that, trying to get through that. Of course, Cyberpunk as well. I told y'all last week about Greek Memories of Azure. I played that, but I got 2 new ones.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's the one you were saying. Keith
good.
Would be interested.
Greek, I think he would. It's really good.
Yeah. I did play that. I'm sorry. I did. I downloaded that off the. I didn't play much of it. But yeah, I played it.
What you think?
Oh man, my brain ain't ready for that, man. I'm not.
I told
trying to play with 2 characters.
It's 3 actually. You just playing with 2 at the top. It's 3 characters.
I couldn't get past. I'm not saying I couldn't get past 2. I wasn't willing to invest and getting past it too. I can't do it
I
because you
ain't doing-
gotta play with both characters, and then you gotta use both the triggers to kind of like command them to go. I wouldn't.
It's tedious, and I'm typically not a tedious type of. I don't like tedious games. It's a very tedious and back and forth, back and forth. Call them over there. It is a lot of that, but I actually enjoyed it. But anyway, so I played one game I already owned. I just wanted to see how it would look, but now I got to go back up there and see again because I've been playing in 1080p this whole time. One game I bought, K-Bum, I actually used the rest of the money you had gave me off that card. I wanted something different. I kind of regret it. It's not that
Lord,
I kind of regret what I bought. I really do. I'm kind of slapping myself. But let me see.
Slap yourself.
I bought Grid Auto Sport. Grid
Auto. Racing game.
I think it's Grid or Gerd. It's Grid Auto Sports.
It's Grid. Yeah, Grid. Racing
for
game.
the Switch. Now, I watched several several reviews of this game, and they was praising the game. And it's it's a simulation game. It's supposed to and I want something like that on the Switch. Too, I want something like Forza, something like Gran Turismo. I do want that just to have it. I like to hear the engine revving up and hitting the road. I like that every now and again. With Mario Kart having that different aesthetic. This ain't it. Just gonna say it right now. One thing this ain't it. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. Either I haven't played a simulation racer in a long time, or something just is not translating to me. The game puts on brakes for you, and I've turned it off several times, and it still does it. Like when you hit in the curves, it breaks down for you on its own, and I don't like that. It's like and then on Nintendo, without having the analog triggers, it almost feels pointless because you really have go or not. You either giving it all the gas or no gas. There's no in between, and they have some janky.
All gas, no brakes.
All gas, no brakes. All gas, no gas. Or you could change it to this particular setting where you can try to control the gas through the left analog stick, and it just does not work. And visually, it's not bad, but you could tell it's definitely a Switch game, not a Switch 2 game. It's not ugly, but it's not beautiful. It's kind of like, no. I wish I would have saved that $20+ that I spent on this game for something else. I just had the itch to buy. I had the money there, and I bought, and I should not have bought. So I played that. I've been playing it. It's not bad. It really is not a bad game. It's just I don't like them breaking for me and doing all that, and it's like I want to turn it off. I turn it off, come back to the game and still doing it. And I don't know what if there's another setting I need to change, but I don't feel like I'm controlling anything. So also something else that I played, and I'm on the final boss, and this boss is hard, is Luigi's Mansion 3. Yes. I knew I hadn't finished it. I knew I was on the final boss. I'm on the rooftop fighting the ghost. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Either I have trying to shoot the bomb into the ghost mouth is the most difficult thing to do, and I don't know why. But that's a beautiful game.
I'm gonna leave that.
Hey, that's what you got to do. You can say pause, all that.
No. I didn't. I'm gonna leave it.
Okay, I'm just saying.
I heard it too.
There's no
it got quiet.
There's no other way to say it.
Explain it.
A bomb. Okay, so.
Ooh, and don't do it again.
Hey, a bomb.
I'll give you a tip. I'm gonna get.
You have to suck up the bomb.
Oh
no!
To shoot the bomb into his mouth. That is the strategy.
Jesus.
That's what. Look, people. Nintendo came up with this, not me. Don't blame Level. Nintendo. This is their way to.
I am blaming your vocabulary.
If you have a vacuum, you have to suck up the bomb. and shoot the bomb into the mouth of the
Oh,
ghost. That's what you have to do. Okay, Mom, I can't
I was
help.
trying to
That's the
leave it.
only
I
way
was
to
trying to leave it.
Keith.
I
Okay,
was trying to
Keith.
leave it.
I know y'all on the pause game. Am I saying anything that's
I
infractional?
didn't. I didn't say Paul. I was gonna leave it.
All right. I'm just hey, I'm
you
just
shifted
trying to
into
let you
another gear,
know you
man.
got to suck it up to shoot it. You
I
know,
get.
so
He didn't tell you what color the bomb was,
and
so that's crazy.
they black balls, man. You
Oh
got to suck them
no!
up.
Just why can't we?
I'm just telling you what
Just
you got to do.
pick
Anyway,
a topic.
so so with all that being said, my mission is to conquer and overcome and finish Luigi Mansion 3. I forgot I
Listen,
had
I'm
to
gonna give you a
finish.
tip.
Yeah.
I gotta give you a tip. Are you using motion controls?
No, I'm using the analog.
Use motion controls.
I thought to go to motion controls, and that came to me. Maybe it's easier if I just use motion controls because it's ridiculous just using the analog, man. I'm like this. I don't know how anybody. And then they double up, and then I got to the third one. I'm like, okay, and that third go, I just didn't have it. I didn't have it. So anyway, that's what I gamed on this week. I got to go back to Astrobot, man. I really do. So, all right. So, as y'all see, we have a few topics here. We got the Capcom Spotlight recap. We got to talk about Mario Kart World Ruined. But we're going to jump out the gate with this first topic. And if you've been on X the last few days, there's been a huge commotion around the latest Digital Foundry's podcast where they did a review or did their, review of the Switch 2. The overall view was glowing. They say they enjoyed the platform and everything like that, but there was one particular segment in the review that John, what is his last name? What's John's last name? Huh?
Ain't it John Lindemann? Ain't it John Lindemann?
Yeah, I think it's Lindemann.
Lindemann, because it's Rich Love Butter. Yeah, John Lindemann. And he expressed his dissatisfaction with the screen. And as he began to, and I probably, and I don't want to go there and play it, but he began to share that the screen had a few issues. Some of the issues that we here at the Live and Level Gamers podcast articulated in our first review about the HDR and the inability to really, fine tune and all those things. Some of that stuff came up. The quality of the screen, the lag of the motion response. John really began to go into the problematic aspects of the screen, right? So the main thing, his issue was the screen's response is actually slower than the original Switch. And the lights are the nits and the
Illumination.
the brightness of the screen is actually not bright enough to have true HDR on the screen, right? So as he expressed himself on these things, it caused a commotion to stir up and conversation to take place. And this kind of led over to the X channel or app, and a back and forth exchange began to take place between John Ledbutter and Dr. Trey 81. And so this caused a back and forth between them two, and there was a lot of commotions. A lot of different entities picked up this story. Some used it to, of course, do what they do, and others used it and tried to defend in White Knight. So the question that I want to deal with here is, okay, so let me finish saying what I'm saying, then I ask the question. So this started a discourse between myself, Keith, and somewhat K-Bum, but mostly me and Keith. And the discourse is, sometimes, no, the discourse was this, that John was actually factually right? He was right. Nothing he said was wrong. Everything he said about the screen was wrong. So trying to understand why Nintendo fans were so upset. I tried to what's the word, Keith? I tried to bring this aspect that maybe because of all the stuff that happened prior, even though in this situation John is right, because of all the things that happened prior, there's a level of skepticism with Digital Foundry, with the Nintendo fan base. So the question became, are Nintendo fans' frustration towards Digital Foundry warranted? Now, this is going to go several places. So we want to first acknowledge that what John said was correct. Nothing he said was false outside of the 3 times worse than the Steam Deck. That was false, but that we'll talk about that. But everything he said about the screen is absolutely correct. So, but with that being said, is the frustration and skepticism from Nintendo fans towards Digital Foundry warranted? We want to have that discussion, and we're going to go many different places with it. So that's kind of where this conversation stems from. This is not going to be no arguing. We're just going to be dialoguing about it. We're not going to agree on some things.
Speak for yourself.
Well, I don't plan to argue, but I do plan to. I told you I'm on my good behavior tonight, Nia. You see my tone is right. Hopefully I stay here. I want us to have a healthy dialogue, and I don't even want to spend all night on this. So,
if you shut up and listen.
I won't do that. Just don't interrupt me a whole lot. That's all. Just don't interrupt me a lot. So that's where it is. So I'm going to bring Keith in and let him give his position on all of it. Like I said, it's a lot of layers to this. Some areas me and Keith is right in the same space. I just want to give space for the frustration. I want to argue the space and the right for the frustration. Everything else, me pretty much aligned. So Keith, come on through, and then K-Bum, you come through. Let's have the conversation. Is the frustration with Digital Foundry warranted? Give your take on the whole situation, the screen, everything else. The floor is yours. Then K-Bum, you got it, and then we can have this conversation.
I guess I kind of got to go through the history to get to the point. So before the Switch 2 came out, because I want to start there. I don't want to go beyond the Switch 2. That's way too much talk.
We can't go.
So with this Switch 2, I tried my best to stay away from rumors because I wanted to be excited for when Nintendo finally revealed the Nintendo Switch. So I wasn't trying to latch onto any bit of information. I didn't care if it was Digital Foundry or whoever named that YouTuber was bringing out any information about rumors. Even on this podcast, I tried my best to try to minimize how much stuff I knew or try to go into knowing what the Switch 2 was going to be.
D2K, stop it. You too early. Stop it, D2K. That's a good. I like what he said. Anyway, go ahead. My bad. Go ahead.
What did he say?
He said He said Nintendo takes a sip of water. Everyone else, Nintendo is draining the world's water supply. It was just, I get the joke. Anyway, go ahead. And I got to send some shots out here in a second. Let me send these shots out. Right. Hold your thought, Keith. Let me send these shots out. Shouts out to you, Chariot Man. Shouts out to you, Kawan. Let me see who else did I miss. Did I miss anybody else? Okay, so we good. The floor is yours, Keith. Go ahead.
So yeah, I tried to stay away from all the information as much as I possibly could. Like I said, I wanted to be surprised. And then, what was it? April 2nd, we got the Nintendo Direct, and everybody's giving their critique of the Direct. Everybody's loving it. Some people are like, oh, these are old games. Everybody's going to have something to say, but it all depends on how you feel about what they're saying, right? So Digital Foundry gives their take on the direct. They watched the direct the same day we watched the direct at the same time. They didn't get any special treatment. And one of the things that came out of something that they said, I don't think they're using any DLSS. Right? So that's one point. They didn't think that there was any DLSS being used. I originally was saying, oh, that's great. If these games are natively looking like this, then that means that they can go even better, you know. So, and then, like I said, everybody watched it at the same time. They're giving their take on it, and then the system comes out. I probably skipped some stuff, but then the system comes out again. Nobody's getting any special treatment with the Switch 2. I think maybe some reviewers got it like a few days prior, not a few days, but like maybe a day prior or whatever. But they didn't have enough time with the system to like actually give a review before the public had theirs. So everybody's enjoying it. Nobody's making complaints saying anything negative about the screen, the games. Everybody's enjoying it. They're liking the size, the colors, the HDR. Everybody's enjoying it. We all loving it. I'm with them. I'm loving it too. I played in bed sometimes and I'm like, yo, this is really nice. This is a lot better than the original Switch. So much more screen real estate and all that other good stuff. All right. So nobody's having a problem with the screen. So after 2 weeks? I think it was like 2 weeks. Digital Foundry gave their system review. 2-hour podcast. And I think, Level, you pointed out that there was 30 minutes on one particular segment.
Yeah.
So, like he said earlier, he said that everybody's enjoying the system on the podcast. They're enjoying the system. Pretty much favorable review, and then we get to the screen, and this is where what is his name?
Well,
Not John.
that was the first topic, was the screen. Everything else kind of was after that. But John,
was that the first topic?
That was.
I thought that was like in the middle somewhere.
No, it was right after the introduction. They kind of like how we open up. Then the first discussion about the breakdown was the screen. So, but yeah,
I don't remember it like that. But what's his name? But Butter. What is his name?
Rich Love Butter.
Rich. And so I thought that it went like they did their review and then Rich passed it to John. He was like, everybody, what did he say? He said, I'm going to pass it to John because he has some issues. And that's what John brought up, the screen. And he was talking about the screens. He had a theory about the screen and how Nintendo's powering the screen. And he showed a demonstration of how there's ghosting and all this other stuff. I'm watching it. I'm not experiencing it for myself. So I'm not taking any of this to heart. I'm just listening to it. And he's talking about the ghosting and all this other stuff that's happening. They slowed it down to 11 something, and he can show like the trail and all this other stuff and just really going in on the screen. And he called it subpar, like a subpar screen. I think he was meaning the panel. I don't know. But he called it a subpar screen. But it's still better visually than the Switch. So it's still a good screen, but as far as like the refresh rate and all that other stuff, it's subpar. That's what he was saying. And then that made its way to Twitter. Everybody took it and ran with it. And I think in particular, this one was Nintendo's something. And they retweeted it. They didn't retweet it. They wrote an article. Everybody's writing articles based on what John said. And of course, it's Digital Foundry, but really it was John. I don't think anybody else had an issue with the screen, just John. Apparently, he's real sensitive to motion blur and stuff like that. Anyways, so there was a tweet that went out. They were talking about it. Is Nintendo something? Do you know the name of that Twitter? It was Nintendo something.
Nintendo
and
Prime?
Then
You talking about Nintendo Prime?
No, not Nintendo Prime. It was the article. I can't remember. I can find Dr. Trey real quick.
Yeah, is it in the chat? Is it in the chat? Okay.
It might be, but I'm trying to see. Sorry, y'all. I just want to get it right because like y'all can go follow it because I'm pretty sure everybody saw it. Dang, did he delete it?
Alice D, welcome to the show, bro. Alice D said Digital Foundry is paid to hate on the Switch too. I don't know,
We're
Keith.
not.
I
We're
don't
not.
know where you. Just tell me
I
what I'm
can't.
looking for,
I
and I
can't.
may find it. Go ahead and keep talking. I look for it. Just tell me what to look for, and then
But yeah, it was a tweet by Nintendo something, and they were discussing it, and John
that's
and they were
Nintendo
already talking
Prime.
about it.
I think you
No, it
talking about
wasn't Nintendo. I'm talking. It was a site.
where
Nintendo something.
Um,
is it? Where did Dr. Trey reference the
Yeah,
site? Okay, let me look through here. I'll
yeah, it's
find it.
that
Go
one.
ahead.
It's that one.
Go ahead and keep talking. I'll find it. At least I'll try.
All right, so yeah, so they're talking about it. Then Dr. Trey jumps in and he's talking about now, mind you, they're talking about refresh rate, like the refresh rate of the screen. Dr. Trey comes in and he's saying, so you're telling me that a 720p non-HDR screen and they no, you were expecting a 720p screen non-HDR, but what you got was a 1080p screen with HDR, 120 frames per second, yada yada yada, is subpar. So, and then John chimed back and he said, "Well, if you're only going to read the spec sheet, then you're not going to understand. Basically, you're not going to understand this conversation because they're not talking about 1080p HDR. He was actually just talking about the refresh rate of the screen. So,
You making that sound a little better than what John said. But go ahead. I'm not
oh,
gonna fight for it. But
no, well, that's why I was looking
is
for it,
it
but I couldn't find it because I wanted to get it right.
is it the information on the Switch 2 panel where they show the blurriness? Is that what you're looking for?
Yes, yeah, that's the one.
Okay.
You know,
I don't know if
and
I can
then
pull it up fully. But yeah, go ahead.
okay, and then John made a reference to unbox something. I'm sorry, y'all, I'm not getting these folks' names right at all. I could be shouting them out. I could be unbox therapy. I think that's who it is. And they actually did the no, it ain't unbox therapy. I know, dude. That's not who that is. Monitor unbox or something. Monitor unboxing. Let's see. Is that who that is? Well, anyways, they actually performed the test on the screen, and that's who John referenced. So it wasn't like he showed it what he said on the podcast, but he actually used them as a reference, and they showed it that the Switch 2 was the slowest modern day monitor or screen
Right.
that they've seen in a long time. By what, 30 seconds? It was like 30 seconds or a millisecond.
30 milliseconds, something like that.
30 milliseconds.
Yeah.
But yeah. And from there, everybody's having this conversation and they're talking about it. But remember, I said when we all got our Switches, nobody was having an issue or saying anything bad about the Switch screen. We all was enjoying it. We thought it was beautiful, crisp, all that other good stuff. But then Digital Foundry chimes in and now Level is asking, is is Digital Foundry basically anyway?
The frustration with them warranted. That's my here. I think that's what you're talking about, Keith. I think this is what Keith is talking about right here. John kind of puts up, I think it's called Chimolog. How you say that? Chimolog.com/switch2 panel, where it shows how this is what John is referring to. This, like when you're strolling on the screen, like the ghosting, and the Switch version is the Switch 2 screen is down here. This is the Switch 2 screen. And all the other screens tested, the Switch 2 test the worst, even worse than the original Switch, right? So, anyway, I think that's what you was referring to, right, Keith?
That is correct. Yes.
And this
okay.
is
It's my Nintendo News is the name of the. So I couldn't remember that to say.
Yeah, you finally got it. Sweet.
Wait, did you know it and you didn't say nothing?
No.
I didn't know he was talking about my Nintendo News. I could have got that for you. I didn't know that's what you was talking about.
Yeah.
But go ahead. So
to get their actual words, so I was correct on what Dr. Trey said, but he also added VR, and then John said this site actually measured it, and it is even worse than what we suggested. It's one of the slowest modern LCDs I've seen.
It's up right now. If you're someone that only looks at specs on the box and doesn't understand anything about displays, then you might be impressed. That was a jab. But anyway. Let me read I got it all up here so you could kind of see what Trey was saying. But go ahead, Keith. Keep going, sir. You cooking. Keep going.
I personally don't think Digital Foundry. No, Nintendo fans can be frustrated. I can't tell a Nintendo fan how not to be frustrated, what not to be frustrated. But I think take the information that's given, look at it objectively. Don't be emotional about it because you also are having your own experience. And your experience has nothing to do with what's being displayed and shown all over Twitter. Nobody can make you feel a certain type of way because you're enjoying your games. You knew why you wanted to buy the Switch 2 and you went out and bought it. And from day one, you've been enjoying it or you have been enjoying it. But this little thing right here is, to me, it's just information. Whether or not it's just his Switch, because I think I said this in the chat earlier today.
Mhm.
How many Switch devices were actually tested? Because I think it's inadequate to test one device and say, here's the end all be all, this is the information, send it out to the world. I think if you want to be really thorough with your testing,
Sample
you will
size.
test multiple devices. And if they're all coming back like this image is showing, and by the way, this image, they do this with all monitors. So this isn't this image that looks really, really bad. That's not just the Switch thing.
This
That's
right
how they
here.
all
This
kind
one
of
is.
look when you do testing.
I'm trying to find where he actually showed. But go ahead. I want you to go and take your time, bro. You got it.
Yeah. So, but my point is, when I was looking at this, I'm looking at this as a discourse between people who are really invested in this type of information. And like I said, it has no bearing on you as the gamer to what this information is doing. I don't think it's damaging to the Nintendo brand. I don't think I personally am not frustrated with Digital Foundry. I understand, just kind of going back to some of the other things they said about some of the games and how they're performing PS4 level. Again, doesn't bother me because when I get the game in my hand, I'm enjoying myself. I'm playing Hogwarts. They said it's PS4 level. Well, guess what? I'm enjoying a PS4 level Hogwarts, and I have a gaming PC. So for me, I'm looking at it from an objective standpoint, and I'm making my own decisions. And I feel like everybody else should be doing that too. I don't think anybody is taking this other than people who already have a disdain for Nintendo and the Switch 2. They're taking this and running amok, and they're having fun with it and getting people in their feelings. But me personally, and anybody else who's really just enjoying their device, I don't think any of this stuff holds weight. Because at the end of the day, we're gonna go back to playing our games, and they're gonna be on here mad. Uh, I guess you could say stop feeding trolls, but no, I don't think Digital Foundry's purposely being nefarious and trying to send out misleading information. I think that was his actual experience. I think in to prove what he was saying, he actually dug a little deeper, found these people who did the testing for the panel. Um, but one of the things that he did say that he thought, because in his theory, he said that he thought that some of this stuff probably could be updated with a firmware update or something like that using software. And to echo that, Dr. Trey said the same thing as well. I don't want to discredit him, but he said the same thing as well. And I believe Nintendo could update it, but again, I'm not experiencing any of this, update or not. I'm not experiencing any of it. But I said a lot. I'm gonna let you go from there unless I need to add anything else to that.
No, I'm letting y'all talk. Mr. K Bomb, the floor is yours, and you got 10 minutes. Go
Well,
ahead, man.
I don't have to describe the situation, so I should be much quicker
Okay.
than Keats because he had to kind of lay out the ground rules of the conversation. Um, so I that's what question am I answering? Am I answering the question, or
Yeah, you
where
could
you want me to
you
come
he
from?
already we laid the groundwork and we kind of
Yeah.
know the discourse. The question you can go straight to the question and then give your opinion on it. Do you feel what I asked? Go ahead.
Okay. I'll say this. Uh, Digital Foundry dogs everything. I don't know if anyone actually a fan of GPUs and actually watch their reviews of GPUs. They dog high end GPUs, and show the issues that some of these GPUs still can't do. And these are hundreds, sometimes $1,000 GPUs, and they are putting it to its max. I mean, putting in because I sit down, I watch these reviews, and I'm not a PC head, so I'm not going to buy one of these GPUs. But I'm interested. I'm interested in graphics, so I love graphics. So I like a lot of the review and when they talk about it. But I've seen them absolutely dog high end GPUs, and so I'm kind of I'm trying to understand. Then I'm trying to put this in words because I understand from an aspect, but what I've understood about people when it comes to Digital Foundry is that it's it's usually not an issue until it hovers around something they're kind of interested in because they have this attitude towards a lot of the things they review. When they reviewed the Steam Deck versus the Xbox Series S, they was like it was some games that like yeah it's close. Another game when they put it to its max, they was like nah this ain't even. You see these trash graphics? This ain't even touching it. Um, and and not even just the Steam Deck. I mean, like I said, the biggest thing for me was like watching those high end graphic card reviews and some of the, especially when they dog some of the FSR3 was absolutely dog when they put the DSLS4. Sorry, DLSS4 out. They absolutely dogged the FSR3. Um, but even with that and all the improvement that the DSSL4 was doing, they still was showcasing like we're still not doing these images right. Right, it still has ghosting here and blah blah blah. So I, I that's kind of what they do, right? They're not rainbows and butterflies and don't give you all the good things. If there's something within the specs that's not working or something that's not getting the job done, they call it out, and it could be a minor thing, and it could be something that the, maybe 10, 15, 20% of the selective audience is actually experiencing, right? They call it out. They definitely call those things out, and so we have this discord, and this goes with my belief that I kind of side with Keith that I don't think is targeted towards Nintendo, but I do think they said some things that they should have kept to the chest about Nintendo, or they said some things that without proper information that kind of came back and bit them in the butt. I think, and what I'm referring to is the um, opinion based statements that they've said. I think that piece is kind of bit them in the butt because it's an opinion piece to say it's not going to have HDR. It's an opinion. It's an opinion to say that it's not going to be 4K. That's an opinion. That's not any factual data that you have. That's not anything that you're producing. It's an opinion. And I think that's kind of bit them in the butt and kind of hurt their reputation when it comes to these things. But the question is, does Nintendo fans have grounds to distrust or have skepticism for Digital Foundry? I believe Nintendo fans absolutely do have a ground for skepticism when it comes to Digital Foundry. I think it predates the Switch 2. It may even predate the Switch. So I believe there is a ground they have for some of the distrust. But let me come in a different direction. I don't. What Lev was saying, I believe there's a ground for distrust for the Nintendo fan. I believe they look at what they say a little bit, with a side eye when they give certain comments. But what I want to say is because you already have that predisposed position, you have to be aware of that because you will take something that they say and apply it through a particular lens that makes it feel like they're attacking the system. What Keith kind of said and what Level said is that this was a 2-hour discussion that was probably 90%, maybe 80%. I don't know the percentage of what you say, but 80-some percent. Everyone walked away thought the system was dope, thought it was a great platform, and had a particular gripe with that. And we take the gripe and we say, see, agenda. They have a problem with Nintendo. When again, as I referenced, even high end graphic cards don't go through their review without being nitpicked, right? Even high end $2,000, you gotta spend your whole summer working graphic cards, still get nitpicked when it comes to digital foundry. And so even a system that's working off the power, which they have actually gave kudos to the fact that they were able to do so much with the power that it's the screen, which is factual information. That's kind of what we level is make sure to say that this is factual information, but people have taken that and make it seem like I'm not saying that people make it seem like that there is a ground for this distrust with Digital Foundry. But what I'm saying is, because of that, you have to be aware of your own biases and have to check it to say, am I taking this information just because I know they've been this in the past, and am I viewing it through a certain lens? Because your perspective of it, like I said, it's the truth is it was glowing reviews, but it was a problem. That is actually true. But sometimes the perspective comes, well, where they're dogging here they go again, dogging Nintendo. And I think when you have that ground for distrust, yes, you have grounds for it, but you also have to be careful how you receive that information, because if you receive it through that distrust, then you're going to believe they're lying. You're going to believe that they're trying to pinpoint this just to make Nintendo look bad. Because the guy actually on one of the guys on the comments said, and it's one of the funniest things I've seen. He said, "Why are you doing this to Nintendo?" I'm sorry, that comment was hilarious. Why are you doing this, Nintendo? And he's like, man, I'm not doing anything. I'm pointing out something that is obviously a problem. Nintendo needs to fix this. You should be saying Nintendo fix this as well. This is a problem. Your screen is not working to the level that other screens are. You should also be saying, Nintendo, fix this and get this screen into the same level that everyone else is. Like, you shouldn't be defending the screen if it's not working properly. And so that's my position. I have other directions I can go with it, but that's where I'm going to go with it right now. The position I'm going to stand in. Is yes, there's a ground for distrust, but I think you have to be careful with your bias and how you apply it to the information that you hear.
Okay. So, all right. So, like I said, I told you guys this is going to go several different ways because I'm looking at this from two lenses, right? When I saw this post from Dr. Trey, and I'm leaving it up, I knew what Dr. Trey was getting at, even though, like I told Keith, it probably wasn't the right timing. But I knew exactly what Dr. Trey was getting at, and that's where the question of distrust and skepticism come from. When he said, "Y'all laugh out loud. Expected a 720p screen with no HDR, got a 1080p screen with HDR, VR, 120 frame per second, but now it's subpar." Right now, we don't know. I don't know what John really meant by that. We can theorize on it. But I understood the sentiments where Dr. Trey was coming from, and it's a skepticism. Should we trust you here? Now, again, everything that John said was right on the money, but it goes to what something, and D2K just hit it right out the park, and I want to quote something he said. He said, "I think Digital Foundry got themselves into trouble by making," this is something I told y'all in the chat, I don't know how many times for the last year, making absolute statements about the Switch 2 without ever having the device. Now that sour,
I said that. That's why I said I want you to finish.
Let me
But,
finish.
Don't cut them off. Keith, be careful cutting them off, bro.
oh, you're right. You're right. You're right.
My point. The reason I'm bringing emphasis to it, Keith, is I've said that almost a year ago, and we have been on this discourse for the last year, and I've been saying exactly what Keith just said, and I'm gonna say why. I wrote down
D2K.
D2K said.
D2K.
Let me finish what he said. Now that sour taste taints actual logical analysis of the device, which I just said the other day. Now that I used the analogy of the boy cried wolf. Digital Foundry kept crying wolf. People run, find out that it's false. Cry wolf again, people run, find out it's false. They cried wolf this time, it was actually true, but nobody believed them. Why? Because everything you've said before proved to be false. The problem I have with Digital Foundry isn't what they do, it's what D2K said right there. They're absolute statements. No matter if it's theory or fact, Digital Foundry talks as if everything they say is facts. So I wrote down 3 words. Credibility. Well, I wrote down a few. Trustworthiness, integrity, reputation, and accountability. And I've been saying this for a while now. Digital Foundry is held in such a high regard that even when they're theorizing and they're just sharing what K-Bum said, opinions, even their opinions are treated like facts. And my take is Digital Foundry knows that. So I thought about the statement that was said to Spider-Man. With great power comes what? Great responsibility. And then you could go to Luke where it talks about, quotes, it kind of quotes that same, Jesus said that kind of same, I don't want to take us to church, but it's in me. But my point is, Digital Foundry words carry more weight than just anybody saying it. So if Keith says something and it's just opinion, it's just Keith's opinion. But if Digital Foundry says something, that opinion carries way more weight than some average Joe saying it. So they have to be way more fugal in their statements, kind of what K-Bum was saying. I was shocked K-Bum said what he said. I wasn't expecting that. My thing is this. With their coverage of the Switch 2...
I actually said a piece of that in the chat. I think you overlooked it.
I probably did, and I apologize.
I did say that they were right. You were right.
No, I saw that. I did see that. I saw that for a fact. But yeah, I did see that.
Okay.
Actually highlighted it for him. Just
yeah.
That's what you highlighted
it. Thank you, Keith. You highlighted it. My point is,
appreciate that, sir.
The 2 things can be true. John is absolutely correct in what he said. And I got some things to say about John, and I'll bring that up here in a second. But the problem that Digital Foundry had, and why I say the Nintendo fan base has the right to look at them with an eye of skepticism, is that their coverage of the Switch 2 was very suspect. It was very suspect, very misleading, very disingenuous, very steeped in confirmational bias. And like Nia said, confirmational bias go both ways, but you are held to a higher standard. Digital Foundry, when they say something, is based on their credentials and their credibility and their reputation. So they have to be more careful because people will run with what they say as is fact. I remember watching Broken Games in the comment section after that whole PlayStation 4 comparison. And, of course, Dr. Trey was like, that's not correct. And Broken Games said, who are you? You're not Digital Foundry. In other words, what Digital Foundry says carries more weight than what you say, Trey. If Digital Foundry said, I'm going with what Digital Foundry say, they say it's a PlayStation 4, it's a PlayStation 4. So Digital Foundry deserves the animus and the tension of the fan base, while at the same time, Nintendo fans need to chill out. It go both ways. So I just wanted us to acknowledge that Digital Foundry needs to hold this seat of criticism. They need to sit in this seat of criticism. They need, and I even said the other day, listening to him, I said Oliver learned from his lesson. He wanted to say something, and he held his tongue because he said, I don't know. Let me wait until I have more evidence to say what I'm going to say. And that's the way to do it. So I had no intentions of going ham. The only thing I've been fighting for is y'all to give acknowledgement to the fact that Digital Foundry has some onus in what's going on with them. This is why I worded the post that I worded the way I did. I said, survey. As skepticism continues to rise amongst Nintendo fans towards Digital Foundry, driven by the contentious coverage and polarizing comments about the Switch 2, we ask, is this distrust warranted? Absolutely it is. It's warranted. And everything K-Bum said is accurate. Digital Foundry does this a lot. But when you do this continuously and you double down on it, and even after you're proven wrong, you continue to double down on it until you no longer can, that's kind of questionable. That's why I said to you, Keith, no, I don't think it's fair that now that you know you're wrong, you don't want to cover the stuff that you was wrong about for a year and a half now. Now you in your review, you don't want to talk about that stuff. But you did find the one thing, it was true. But all that time you spent, all that time, Digital Foundry, you know people think you have it out for this system. If you don't, stop acting like it. Stop giving.
I mean, they did address that one of the videos.
I know. I'm just saying as an observer.
Okay.
If I feel like y'all think I'm attacking you, I'm going to pivot to show that I'm not. RGT, and I'm not even a big fan. Sometimes RGT gets on my nerves because he's so pompous to me. And anyway, so y'all, I can't stand arrogance. Like that's why it's hard for me to listen to Digital Foundry sometimes with Oliver and Alex. I can't listen to them. But I like John. So what I'm saying is coming from a person. I like John out of all the people on the show. I like John the most. I enjoy John. And I didn't have no problem with what John said. I just understood the pushback. So RGT said this, and it stood out to me, and I never even thought about it. RGT said Digital Foundry has been the catalyst for most of the console war fighting from the gate. They whole fame, they whole success has been built off of flaming the console war fights. And they are complicit in it. They look at their headings, look at their titles, look at their thumbnails. They are complicit at fanning console wars. They are benefiting from this stuff. Just happened to be the one time what John said was accurate, but then he screwed it up by making a false statement in his back and forth with Dr. Trey. You tried to leverage your position as being affiliated with Digital Foundry, and you made a false statement. You said that the Steam Deck was 3 times more powerful, and when you got caught up, you know you have. He said it's 3 times more screen.
The screen. He's talking about the screen.
Yes. My bad. I misspoke. I meant the screen. The screen is 3 times faster than the Switch 2s, right? When that proved wrong, you saw no more posts from John. So he had the energy until he lied. So 2 things can be true. Digital Foundry.
You think the lie was intentional, or? I think
like what y'all accuse me of doing, I do it, and we all do it. I think John just made a statement, not necessarily trying to be accurate, but like when we say something is 90%, we don't know if it's 90%. Man, 90% of the Nintendo fan base we don't know if it's 90%, but that's just saying a lot of people. So we say, I think that's what he was doing. But again, when you hold the position you hold, everything you say you gotta be measured. And I use myself as a minister. And K-Bum, you can relate to this because you want to. When you stand up there in front of people, I'm just saying, when I stand, this something my dad said one time and preached. He said, my words shape worlds. Because of the position I hold, when I say things, it shapes worlds. When Digital Foundry, so I got to be careful what I say because I'm going to be held accountable to what I say because he was a preacher. When Digital Foundry says something, it literally shapes worlds. It shapes ideas. It shapes opinions. D2K can have more factual evidence than Digital Foundry, but D2K don't hold the platform they hold, so D2K is not going to shape the world, even though what he's saying may be more accurate than anything they saying on their podcast, on their show. So they have to be suspect. They have to be careful. They have to be mindful of what they're saying, how they're saying it. It don't matter if they're talking about Nintendo, Microsoft, Sony, or whatever else. To me, I just think they did too much missing the mark with Nintendo to be coincidental. After a while, it stopped being circumstantial. This is kind of starting to look intentional. So, but I won't go that far. But that's all I had to say about it. Trey is Trey. I don't think everybody was. I think you got the Knights. He a fanboy. He ain't shame of it. But I think his position and what he said, I understood what he was going at. And so I leave it at that. That's kind of all I wanted to add to it. So I say yes. The skepticism is warranted, but all you guys need to take a chill pill. Enjoy your system. And I say this final thing. I think what John should have did better in that segment is made it more clear that this is his preference, not a standard. I said this to y'all. I say that here. And Keith, I like the analogy you used in our chat. You said you use being a sound engineer. I do recording. Now I ain't great at it, but my ears have been kind of tuned to be able to pick up certain things, hear certain things in a song that may be off in the frequency. If my ears become the standard, then everybody must learn to tune their ears like me. That's kind of what John is kind of nitpicking. That's your eyes are trained that way. Most people would never even notice that. So the screen was never bad to them. It's bad to you because your eyes are trained to see in a way that most aren't. So should John's eyes and preference become the standard? My answer would be no. But John argued that the screen is bad and need to be addressed based on his preference, not necessarily something that everybody will experience. And I like the video that I put up. He said, I'm glad that I have ghost-free eyes. In other words, I don't want to begin to look at these things through these lenses and ruin the experience for myself because I'm seeing all the stuff that they are pointing out. Sometimes they're a little too elite and they talking to the wrong audience. Like K-Bum said, not everybody is looking to get into it, that we just want the analysis. Is it good? Is it bad? Should I pick it up? Should I not? They deep dive sometimes, try to train us to see the games like they see it and through the lens they see it. And I don't think that's always promising and could ruin your experience.
I will, let me, but really quick. I don't, no. You're fine. I don't think they want us to see it the way they see it. What it is, let me say this piece really quickly. There sometimes is a thin line between one GPU and the next, right? And so when it's that such of a thin line, then you have to nitpick to actually identify who's the best one.
I agree with that.
Right. When there's a large scale, like it's easy to find out. But when it's a tight race, you kind of do have to get into the nitpicking to show that why this is much better than that. And that's kind of what they get into, is that. But it's kind of then they kind of continue that same mindset into everything that they look at.
Right. That's what I meant when I say they. Like I said, sometimes that analytical and that eliteness that they have and that technicalness that they have, they should specify. You shouldn't look for this, but it's not for everybody. But sometimes it's bleed into, like you said, K-Bum. Everything they do is kind of becoming that, and y'all got to learn when to tune out from Digital Foundry. Let them do what they do.
And I think some people got to figure out, like. I'm playing nothing but I'm playing Mario Kart World, and I'm playing a turn-based game. I will never see a ghost image on a turn-based game because ain't nothing moving fast. Everything's just stationary until I move the mouse. And
Right.
so I like your point level when you said, and that's kind of what I was getting to, that Nintendo fan needs to just chill out because I think there's a bias that they hear the words of Digital Foundry too. But I do agree that Digital Foundry does. I I actually conceded the fact that I didn't understand why Digital Foundry were saying some of the things they said about the Switch 2, as far as not having the system in their hands, and you're speculating and you keep running into mistakes. And so I don't know why. Just stop speculating, get the system in your hands, and then give us the information instead of kind of keep saying things that end up being proven wrong later.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
That's what
so go
I
ahead.
swear to y'all, that's what I kept saying. If y'all could hear the back and forth, I was like, yo, we keep talking about these dudes. They don't have the console. I kind of opened up with that when I said if they watched the direct when we watched the direct. That's
Mm-hmm.
what I
Yeah.
was alluding to. Y'all don't know.
Right.
So
Well,
to me, I was able to, and I'm not saying everybody should be able be like me, but I was able to understand that this is their opinion, and whatever they're saying right now, I don't have to take this to heart because they have zero way to test this. They can go in and count all the little pixels they want to on a game trailer, all they want to, which is what they do. But you don't know until they actually get the game in their hand. So I say this, and level. I'm not gonna push back on anything you said. I think after all the conversations, I think this is the best I've heard you tackle this topic. And what I'll say is this to add to you is don't throw away your own logic when watching Digital Foundry and the likes, whoever else you may find, out there that is doing these analysis and things like that. You also have a brain, and that's why you're there because you're interested in it. They have a certain audience, so don't throw away what you know and what you believe
right. I
for
agree.
their sake. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I was able to listen to John talk about. I don't know if it's just me and my eyes are very sensitive to motion. That's him. I can separate that. That's not me. 'Cause I'm using my own experience against what he's saying, and my experience, unfortunately for him, is outweighing what he's saying. It's not working on me. If there wasn't an agenda, I'm doing air quotes.
Right.
If there was an agenda, I'm sorry. I'm not. I'm immune to what you're saying right now, but I do respect their craft and what they do and how they break things down. And it's like, oh, that's cool. I've even still gone out and bought quote unquote impossible ports. That's what I was talking about with Wolfenstein too. An impossible port, even though I know that there's a better version somewhere else, despite what they're saying. So
Right.
I just hope everybody is able to, like you said, chill, take a second, step back, analyze it for yourself. Don't go ham. Don't get too emotional because Digital Foundry says something. So what?
Yeah. Well,
Do you? But I'm not, I don't. Again, I don't want to undermine what you said
no,
about
no,
their
I don't
their
feel like you
words have weight.
They're,
undermining.
they're still responsible. They're still
I don't.
responsible
They
for the
still.
words that
That's
they
the only
say.
part is when you know, and I think that's the only part that I'm harping on is because of who Digital Foundry is and the respect that they generate through this medium and through this industry. When you know people take what you say and weaponize it to that going back to RGT, you know your words are being weaponized. You have to be careful yourself. Everything you said, Keith, is absolutely. I can do that. I just saw. I just began to see something that was kind of odd to me. I've been watching Digital. I always liked Digital Foundry. I didn't always agree with them. I always thought they were a little obtuse, I mean not obtuse, but little exalted, little full of themselves. I always thought that when I heard Oliver talk his and he get to talking like he just so brilliant. I could never listen to Oliver. What I started to notice was, bro, y'all might be this starting to sound a little suspect, and that's why I keyed in on it. It's like this is kind of suspect. I don't have no problem with you having an opinion. The why of your opinion and knowing who you are and having other sources that do what you do that's coming to an outright different conclusion made me scratch my head with Digital Foundry. Now with the Switch, nobody knew nothing. Digital Foundry broke the Switch, that it was a hybrid system. Digital Foundry coined the whole impossible ports. And we laughed about, because a lot of them ports should have stayed impossible. Some of them games should not have come. Mortal Kombat, we looking at you. Witcher 3, we thank you for being there, but no thanks. But when I started seeing that same
Well, the
shit,
Witch 3 probably gave him the confidence to do Cyberpunk. But
yeah,
I get your point. I get your point.
yeah,
Don't let that undermine what you said. I apologize.
right. So when I started to see with the Switch 2 covers that there was a resistance to acknowledge clear truths that is there, and I know it's there because I hear other people talking about what y'all talking about. If it's Aperture and you know that Aperture can do this and you know this and you know this, how are you still coming to this? How are you, if you know the architecture can do this, how are you making that comparison? Those were the things that started to be like, wait a minute, Digital Foundry, Rich, y'all know this stuff. I know y'all know better. But anyway, I started to look at like, okay, wait a minute. I'm watching y'all. Then it got worse and worse and worse and worse until it started getting kind of egregious. And then, like D2K said, then when they started to actually do the actual analyze and had it in hand, and I believe they knew they was wrong way before they acknowledged that they were wrong. I think pride, I think ego, and who are you to tell us got into the fray. And they thought they was above the fray. They was above reproach. It's like, no, y'all wrong. Acknowledge it. So that's the only part I harped on. I just wanted y'all to give me credit for it. And that's where I missed it. I was getting frustrated because I felt like y'all wouldn't even acknowledge, like, don't treat me like I'm just out here on some dumb fanboy stuff. I'm seeing what I'm seeing. But anyway, yeah, that's where my position has been the whole time. We can move on. We're going to give another hour. So we got 30 minutes to split between the showcase and Mario. We're going to go to Mario World in this update. But yeah, guys, Nintendo fans, y'all need to learn how to let things roll off your chest. Don't worry about somebody robbing you of a win. I know where you're at. Yeah, stop. You winning because you enjoying what you got. You don't need everybody else. I'm going to take Nia words. You don't need everybody else to love what you got. People are salty. People are mad. This is the industry. Learn how to enjoy your piece of plastic, regardless of what somebody say. The only reason I harped on Digital Foundry is because of their reputation. I could give 2 cents about what some jackleg person who I don't care about. The only reason I said Digital Foundry because they word shape worlds. I look at them like preachers. Y'all got to be careful what y'all say. So I'm gonna hold y'all to a higher standard than anybody else. And that was my only position, is who y'all are, require y'all to be more careful of with what you're saying. With that being said, any final thoughts on that, or we can move on?
I think we can move on.
Yeah, Nia, they do got post-traumatic stress. Yeah, we've been it's a lot, but I get it. But, y'all got to get past that. Let it go, people. Enjoy. You winning. Sales are good. Games are coming. Enjoy it. Don't let these people rob you. The Wii U is over. We're not going back to Wii U days. Don't worry about it. No more.
Bring some of that Wii U stuff forward, though, like Miiverse.
So, yeah, they can bring Miiverse. They can definitely bring that. So, anyway, Keith, now the floor is yours again, sir. So, what is going on with all this updated Mario Kart World debacle? I wish I could. Where's that video you sent, man, where the dude said he's done, he's never playing it again? What was that?
Nathaniel or Nathan or something? Nathan
When did you
something.
send it? How far back is that?
Oof, I don't even know.
Let me see if you see it. You will.
I do not.
Oh, here it is. I got it. So let me play this, and then Keith, I'm gonna give you the floor. So, this right here is a YouTuber. I don't really know who he is. I don't follow him, but he is upset. Nintendo destroyed Mario Kart World Online, so he's going to make his case. So let's listen to him for a second, and then we can move on. Let's go.
Make videos like this anymore where
Let me start it over.
I do not make videos like this anymore where I am reacting to a random update in a Nintendo game, but what just happened in Mario Kart World is actually baffling. It's genuinely crazy, and I feel like I need to say something because I don't know if Nintendo watches me or really pays attention to Nintendo creators, but like, this could potentially kill your online community in Mario Kart World. So if you don't know what happened, I'll get everyone caught up real quick. Basically, to start with, the way Mario Kart World Online used to work was basically you would be able to select 3 different tracks and as well as a random track. Now, most of the time with the 3 tracks, it would be an intermission, which would mean you're not really playing the tracks properly. You are just playing in a straight line going from one place to the other for most of that duration. It's not very fun. It's just mostly straight, and yes, some people like it. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that, but the majority of people did not like that. Whenever you played online, people were either picking random, or if they were selecting a track, it was far away and it wasn't an intermission. Well, this wasn't a perfect system. At least there was still a fairly decent balance of playing intermission tracks as well as playing the traditional 3-lap way. Nintendo just released an update where if you select random now, there is a pretty high chance, we don't know the exact percentage yet, but there is now a fairly good chance that random also selects intermissions. And look, like I said, I wouldn't be making a video like this if I didn't really care about this, because I've actually been playing a lot of Mario Kart World online whenever I'm not working. I've been playing it for like an hour or 2 before bed. It's been great. I've played it with a couple of friends already, and I've been honestly having a really fun time with it. But this change, I think I'm done playing online. I'm not going to lie. Like, yes, I'm obviously still going to make videos. There are videos that I still want to do, a couple more ranked videos. There is a 100% video about Mario Kart World that I'm about to start working on actually today. But in terms of playing online casually, just for the heck of it, I'm done. I'm sorry. I'm just done. That's it. I can't do it. I'm not going to sit through 80% or 90% of online intermissions. It's not fun. And here's what's so crazy about this. Some people have been saying, "Wow, Nintendo's so stupid and delusional." Do they know? Do they know what they're doing? I'll tell you what. Nintendo did this intentionally. They intentionally did this. I don't know that for sure, but I'm going to take a good, wild guess that they did. And you want to know why? You want to know why? Because of their pride. They are so proud of the intermission, so proud of the free roam. Let's just shove it down everyone's throats and force them to like it. Because you know they have to be looking at the online stats and how many people are selecting random. Because you go into an online lobby, it's like 90% of people are picking random. So they know. And it's like, this shouldn't even be a problem.
So y'all get the gist. I pretty much played the whole video, but it wasn't long. Y'all get the gist. People are upset at this new update. Keith, take the floor. You got it. You know it better than me. So go ahead.
I mean, he pretty much explained the gist of it, that people are upset because what they really want to do is they want to basically play like they used to play in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, or just Mario Kart in Wii, all the other ones that was online. You'll play your three lap races and things of that nature. And people are upset because now when you select random, you're probably just going to play that course on one lap.
Read Kawan's post, Keith, if you would. Just read it.
But he's still going to play that Negro shut up.
Go ahead, man.
Yeah, he's still it. But yeah, so now there's a high chance, or there's a probability that you won't do the 3-lap race or whatever if you select random. I just okay. Let me not lead with my thoughts. Let me try to be understanding. Let me be understanding for those people, and I think this is what they really should be saying instead of crying on the internet. I think what they're asking for the first time in ever that I could think of, I think they're asking for a ranked mode. That's what they really want. They want a ranked mode in Mario Kart. for people who want to play those three laps, because what happens is you get super familiar with the courses, and you can do all the little tricks, you can do all the little shortcuts and all that other stuff. But when you only have one lap to do that, you can't separate yourself from the novices and the experts and things of that nature. So I think that's what they're really saying without saying it. But me personally, and I got a chance to play with Nia last night, and we got a chance to play it firsthand. We played, from my memory, we played the DK Skyscraper. And on the DK Skyscraper, great race, very nostalgic. It, you've played it before. It basically harkens back to the first Donkey Kong game, right? But the lead up to it, and I hate the word intermission. I don't know if that's the word that Nintendo's using, but I rather just say routes to the course. Like, we're taking a route to the course. We took two different, so we did two different matches, and we took two different routes, and it made the game feel very fresh, even though we were playing the same ending stage, which was DK Skyscraper or Space Station or whatever it's called. To me, it made the game very fresh. But what it sounds like is that these people want a rank mode, or they want to. I don't want to bash on what they're saying, because I think options are important. You should always have the options, and I don't think Nintendo should limit the players' options. I think, people are saying there should be two modes for people who want to do this or who want to do that. I didn't really take too big of a deal for it. I don't mind the little routes. The routes are actually pretty cool. You get a chance to see what's going on in the game and pick up items and things of that nature. Like I said, it makes the game fresh. But to those people who want it, I agree with them. They should still have that option. But I don't know if it's that big of a deal to get online, turn on your camera, and scream at the top of your lungs, telling Nintendo how you feel, when you could just say, you know what, I'm not going to play it, and watch the numbers drop. Nintendo's going to have to pay attention, but we're not unified like that as gamers to do that. But yeah, that's
Shouts out to, I think it's PillowCon.
Facebook.
I thought I saw a new. Now I wasn't for sure, but I saw you, bro. I want to read some of your posts, but we moved on to another. Like I said, Nintendo games are very charming, especially for us that have grown up with it. No other brand has the nostalgia, and Nintendo will always be a gaming platform for us older folk. Right. Nintendo is a juggernaut compared to the other PC handhelds. They can batter price for their components. No other brand can in this sector, so we should expect best in class for best prices. So basically saying they should have been put a better screen in there. You do know that, so he say that Digital Foundry loves NVIDIA. I didn't know that. But anyway, man, thanks for jumping in here, man. I didn't want to overlook you. Okay, so I'm going to give my take, and I'm going to throw it to K-Bum. So while this dude's complaint is a little much, it's something that he said that I do believe probably is the truth. And there may be a reason that I think Nia pointed out, and Keith, I think you said it in the chat, that maybe this whole random selection and getting 3 laps was never meant to be a thing. It was probably a glitch or a oversight, and Nintendo is correcting something that they didn't intend to be like that. Is that kind of what you said, Keith?
I didn't say that, but I think so. I think maybe they are correcting.
You said something like that in the chat, that they corrected something.
Maybe.
Yeah, you did. I don't want to give you credit. I do distinctly remember you saying, I don't think it was. You said something like to the extent of, you don't think that ability was ever intended to be like that. Nia kind of said she think it's a bug. It probably was, but I do think that Nintendo was watching these people usurp the way that they want to play it and do it their way and took it away. I do believe that's what they did. And so from that angle, I understand the sentiments of the dude, even though it's a little overkill. Sometimes I think Nintendo don't read the room and realize that just because you didn't intend for something to be a certain way, if people are enjoying it that way and you see something that they doing, don't take it away, embrace it, and maybe when you do the update, like you said, create something that allows them to do it that way while correcting what you try to correct. I do think Nintendo wants you to play the way that they want you to play. And I'm not going to, if we're going to talk about the that's very anti of Nintendo. Stop trying to control things all the time. Then they do some fixes for Smash Brothers on the GameCube, or try to fix something that they considered broken, but it became a staple in the game. And they try and they, huh?
What do you call it? Like a cancel or something like that?
It was something that
on
Melee that made Melee that made it a staple and made it very popular at tournaments that Nintendo worked out of the other versions. And it's like,
yeah,
why wouldn't y'all embrace something? It may have been an accident. It may have not been intended. But if it works and people find pleasure and joy out of it, why take it away, Nintendo? That's stupid. That's anti. It's like they are being a little too stubborn and a little too stern there. So I'm going to give the dude a little space to be upset. They had a workaround that was working for them. Nintendo has ruined their life. They switched to life has been ruined because they can't have multiple tracks. And I understand his problem. I feel him. His red face and all. Look at his hands. He is dead serious. He is not joking about not playing the Switch 2 ever again. And, sir, I got your back. Nintendo, take this L. Slap yourself. Slap yourself. Stop fixing bugs that people like. Fix the bugs we don't like. Leave the bugs we like alone. Sometimes I let a bug survive in my house just out of you know what, sir, I'm not going to kill you. You better get out of my face, but I'm going to let you go. I do that sometimes. You know, I got a heart. K-Bun, you got anything to add to this?
Before K-Bun jump in, because I know he got something. When you said anti, I was like, I can hear K-Bun perking up. When you said, are you talking about like the tricks, like people playing the game like they want to play, like they jump off the track and stuff like that, and just doing it however they want to do it?
I don't. All I remember was, and I didn't know really what the situation was, but I remember with that version on the game, it was the GameCube, the GameCube version of Smash Brothers. People loved some aspect of it that they called a glitch or not intended to be something it let you do that Nintendo did not make sure wasn't in other versions. They fixed it and changed it.
I'm talking about that Mario Kart World.
No, I don't know what.
I'm talking about that.
For me, I don't know no bugs. I can't even flip off the walls yet. I'm still playing the life.
Are you still?
I'm still
Okay.
I can barely grind the rails on my own. Like I'm still trying to master the flipping and the back and forth. Don't tell me you unmastered that already. I'm finna be
no
hot.
sir.
Okay,
no, sir.
so
I'm better with it than when we played, but nah.
Yeah,
no.
I'm better with it, but I definitely ain't mastered it. But I understand when you find something that's working and y'all enjoying it, and Nintendo come in and fix something that was a bug, like D2K said. Nintendo don't like stuff. What did he say? Where was it at? What did he? It was almost. I saw it. It went away. But anyway, Nintendo don't care for stuff not being the way that they made it. So, but anyway, I'm not mad at the dude for being upset. I'm really not. Go ahead, K-Bomb.
Man, that dude is crashing out, bro. That man is serious. He said, I can't play online anymore. I'm done. I'm done.
Wave Dash, Keith. First of all, Heart and Soul, welcome to the show. I ain't mean to interrupt K-Bomb, but he and DJ Fanatic, first name basis up in here. You know you're a real fan when I know your other name. Heart and Soul says Smash Bros was the Wave Dash. Are you asking the question? I'm talking about the Wave. I don't know, Heart and Soul. I have no idea.
I think he's right, though.
He probably is. He said something here that I didn't even know about. He said Street Fighter 2 combos were not intended. I did not know that. But I'm glad they didn't take it away because it's the staple of the Street Fighters franchise now. Nintendo learned from Capcom. Go ahead, K-Bun.
No problem. Yeah, I mean, I, I here's what I think is going on. I believe that Nintendo are going to get the smoke that these other gamers stepping in this online realm that these other games get because they want improve and better online. What I'm saying is that there are some very toxic online communities, but they're huge. Call of Duty, Overwatch, Marvel Rivals, the Fortnite, right? They expect certain things, and I think Nintendo Online is falling into that position where their online gamers expect stuff to be fixed, expect things to be done properly, so they can enjoy themselves and game online. It's no longer it's just well, I'm not paying for your online. That's $19. Just no, I want my money's worth when it comes to this. I want a rank mode. I want like hopefully the gamers are speaking out now when it comes to what they want in their online game, and Nintendo's is going to live in this online space. They're going to have to work and be able to meet some of the demands of the gamers, because when you're putting more competition on your system, when you have third party coming in and putting their games on the system and having some a proper level of parity, people are going to leave your game. People are going to stop playing your game and go play something else. And that's why when we talked about live service games, when you have something like a Marvel Rivals that has switched up their cadence, that they're now going to release a new hero every month, it's because they're trying to keep people playing Marvel Rivals because there's so much competition out there. And Nintendo is getting flack from their faithful gamers and saying, "Hey, I don't have to play Mario Kart all day, every day. I can go do something else. There's other stuff to do. If you want to keep me here, you got to make it an enjoyable place for me to stay." And I think that's what they're going to get. And hopefully they do those things. I remember when I first was playing online, I had issues. I spoke about not having a lobby. I spoke about
Yes.
not having something that mattered when I raced. Right, just racing for the fun of it is good enough for me. Right, and something a rank mode, something we're accustomed to having a competitive space, a rank mode when it comes
Mario
to
Kart
these
World
type
got
of
enough.
online games and competition, and gamers are speaking out to that. Nintendo hopefully will step up. Hopefully the gamers speak with more than just their lips, and Nintendo listens and steps up, because they're in this online space and they're expected to meet certain levels that other games are constantly meeting. And they're going to be held to that expectation. And if they don't, then people are going to leave and go play something else. Especially when on your system you are position yourself and your system to have more competition. So I think it's a good thing, but I think Nintendo needs to step up.
K-Bum, are you using this argument to make a valid argument that wasn't really a part of the K-Bum's like, we're not gonna just talk about this glitch fix. We're gonna talk about all the problems of online. You're right though. It's the truth.
You can use their own
False.
game. You can use their own game. Splatoon has a ranked mode. Splatoon has all the modes that you will want, and people are wanting that from other games. Well, okay,
Yes.
just let me let me have a little bit. But they got all the modes, and their Nintendo fans are wanting that in other areas. Like you look at Mario Kart, and that is their cash cow, their casual game. Everybody comes to play. Well, there are a sect of people who are far more advanced than that. That want to play in a different space with more advanced players. You gotta create a space for them to play. And all those newcomers and people who just play it every now and again, they want a place to play. Space to play. I can't say all that. Yeah,
There you go.
they want a space to play. Ooh, had one, got one. Anyways, so you're right. Nintendo's gonna have to, unfortunately, Nintendo, you're gonna have to cater to all of that because you can't intermingle all those people because the casuals, people who just want to play for a little bit, they're never gonna win, and they're not gonna enjoy the game, and they're gonna quit.
They're gonna quit. They're gonna do something else.
They're gonna go do something else, and then there's your player base. So you gotta create a space for them.
I agree. I mean, like I said, I let people when you see people enjoying something, instead of trying to take it away, incorporate it. It might have not been your idea. As long as it's not ruining somebody else's experience and you finding a community and they finding enjoyment, why would you come and take that away? So that, to me, that's like when they block, and since we gonna milk this to complain about other stupid things Nintendo do, like when they wouldn't let you play their videos on YouTube to show them, like, brother, if I'm enjoying your video, shouldn't you want us to show it off and brag about it so more people can buy it? It took y'all all this time to realize that us talking about your games and showing them helps your game sell. Something that Sony and Microsoft have been understood, and it would never do you like that. But Nintendo, don't play our stuff, and you're gonna have to pay us to play it and have to be a part of our. Yeah, man. So anyway,
activate the ninjas.
So yeah, I while I do think it's but I don't know. That's why I'm trying to be careful. I don't know if it's. Yeah, I don't know how to really feel about it because I'm not bothered by it, so I don't want to take my lack of it doesn't affect me. So since it doesn't affect me, what's the big deal? I don't want to be like that. It doesn't affect me. At least I don't think it does. But I still want to be like Keith said. I want to kind of try to put my foot in their shoes. And of course, a lot of people. As I just strolled through, y'all didn't see me strolling through, showing how many videos have been made about this. So there must be something to it. While some
people ain't happy.
While some may be milking it for conversation and views, there is probably some real sentiments that people don't like what Nintendo just did. Hopefully, like Keith said, they can do something to really bring back some of that freedom and that option that they had. But Nintendo trying to hold your hand and trying to control stuff all the time, sometimes, shoot themselves in the foot and take, what's the word, friendly fire, or what's that when you shoot yourself?
Friendly fire.
Self-inflicted wounds. Sometimes they self-inflict wounds on themselves. So Nintendo, pull the gun out your pocket next time. Don't shoot yourself in the foot. But anyway, let's get to this last topic, and then we done for tonight. I told you I was going to be on good behavior. So there was a thing that took place by Capcom today called Capcom Spotlight, and a few, I think, noteworthy titles made an appearance here, and I guess we need to talk about it. Did any of you guys get a chance to watch the Capcom Spotlight?
Came through it and stopped where I needed to.
Okay, let me turn it to. Okay, skim through and pretty much that's what all of us did, I think, because I sure didn't dedicate any, like, sit down and really just lock in to this. So, were there any games that we want to talk about? There's one that was this game right here. What is this game called? Pragmata. We talked about it before.
They showed everything they showed. We've seen it before.
Right. So,
they didn't show nothing new.
What? I guess my question is, what is Pragmata? Like, what? I don't even know what. I don't know what to really make of its type. What is?
It looked very Stellar Blade-ish.
Okay.
It is a strategy action game or action strategy game. I was watching a little bit of it. Do y'all remember? It doesn't play like this, but do y'all remember a game called PN03 on the GameCube? Judging by the silence, you do not remember PN03.
Silence.
Capcom Capcom got this certain
Pin on 3.
P, no PN03. Capcom
PN
got
on
these.
3. You didn't catch the
Yeah,
joke. You
I
missed
don't.
the joke.
I heard it, but I didn't want you to disrespect. I didn't want you to disrespect the Capcom 5. Did we even get all 5 of them games? I don't think we did. It was Resident Evil 4, PN03, and some
1,
other
2,
stuff.
3.
I don't
Let's
think
go.
I don't think we got all them games.
Wow.
But anyways,
I got Resident Evil 4. I don't remember all the other ones. So, but
I don't know if we got them all.
You explaining what this game is because I'm curious because I don't. It looks good, but one side of me said maybe other side like I don't know, man. Go ahead.
As far as the story is concerned, I don't know what's going on. Like I think he was on a space station or something like that, and they crash land and he got separated, and then he got woken up by this android. I guess they call her android, little girl, and he ended up calling her Diana. But the gameplay was intriguing. So obviously it's a shooter.
Horizon Zero Dawn. That's what I see. I see Horizon. But go ahead.
So these these robots that's trying to attack you, right? Think like an Emmy. You have your weapon. You can't hurt these robots. Kind of like Samus couldn't hurt the Emmy. She had to do something to expose them and damage them or whatever. So that's where the little girl comes in. And while you're trying to escape, you're also trying to hack the robot at the same time. So you're hacking its defenses using they put up like the little square box and you gotta hit all the little blues and then you hit the green, and then once you hit the green dot or whatever, the robot's defenses open up, so the armor opens up. Then you as the character can then shoot it. So that's the strategy behind it. You can't just willy-nilly shoot.
Hold up. Let me give you claps because I didn't catch none of that watching that video. You gathered all that
they taught them. They was teaching you.
I guess I wasn't reading nothing, but thank you, sir. Because I wasn't reading. I was just observing and watching and skimming. So, man, that's very involved. Go ahead.
That is very involved, and you can shoot what they call it, the weak points of the enemy. So while everything is happening in real time, you still got to move out of the way while also simultaneously hacking the robot or whatever, while also trying to shoot the robot. And it's crazy. It kind of reminds me of I gotta say it, Astral Chain, just how involved you are with doing multiple things with 2 different characters.
That's why I couldn't use Astral Chain. It was just too much. It was too much. But go ahead, I'm listening. My bad. I keep interrupting. My bad.
But as far as like the story, I don't know. It looks cool, but the gameplay is intriguing to me. So that's definitely something I'm gonna keep my eye on for sure. And it's coming 2026. He promised. He promises after all this time.
Okay. K-Bomb. Pragmatic. Okay, I guess we moving on. Is that a move on?
I'm sorry. No, I got disconnected.
Oh, okay.
I apologize. What did you? Was it my turn? I apologize.
Yeah, you got it. The floor is yours.
It looks interesting. After Stellar Blade, I don't know if I'm gonna jump into this. I finished Stellar Blade, but it was okay. I don't know. It's interesting. It's an interesting looking game, and I'll say that. I don't know if it's my cup of tea. The sci-fi piece makes it more my cup of tea, but I don't know. It's not sleepy gameplay. It's just I don't know. I don't know about it. It looks.
I don't know either. It looks good, but it don't look like it might not be for me. But I don't want to just say that. But yeah.
I'm trying to step out the comfort zone, and just play stuff. That's my Stellar Blade. Stellar Blade was not my comfort zone. That's me stepping out and playing something different. So we'll see. I got GameFly. We'll see about that.
Oh yeah, you don't have to make an investment to play this game, unlike other folk. Let's continue. So let me see what else did they show. They showed a lot of it. So they showed Street Fighters, and of course, I just explained they showing the 3rd season. where you get in Saget. Let me see. Let me go back. I think Saget is the first character they revealed, but it's several characters. So Saget, Sea Viper, Alex is the wrestler kind of based off of Hulk Hogan. And I think there may be. Is there another character that's kind of still hidden? I think it might be another character that's kind of hidden. But we know we're getting Saget, we know we're getting Sea Viper, and we know we're getting Alex. Alex kind of was the one in Third Strike. I think Alex was introduced in Street Fighter 3. And I think it might have been Third Strike. I'm not for sure if he was in the other ones or not. I used to love Third Strike. That's one of the best Street Fighters ever. Like I said, I'm a Street Fighters. I like Street Fighters, and I'm a Saget fan. That don't sound right when you say it fast. But anyway, I'm a Saget fan.
Just make sure you put some emphasis on that S.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm gonna have to, like I said, I'm gonna have to go ahead and double dip on Street Fighters and get the game key card. And
Sorry,
I'm gonna have to go ahead.
I was on mute.
What'd you say?
I had to hit you with my delayed pause. I was on mute.
Right. But yeah, this was dope seeing Saget show up. I'm not sure if I'm liking the clothes. The clothes and the design may have to grow on me. I like Saget in the build he had in Street Fighters 2 Alpha. The Alpha build was dope to me. They made him more bulky. To me, they making him a little more lanky than I really want to. I know he's tall, but kind of disproportionate in a way that don't really make sense. Like his arms look too long, and I don't like the suit. But he don't have a neck. That's kind of weird. But I'm still a Saget fan, so we'll see. But I don't like how they got him dressing and all that stuff. That's gonna have to grow on me. Hopefully they bring the traditional look back and maybe some other looks. But I'm definitely getting this. So just make I have some. I'm mad at Street Fighters though. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm mad because everything is behind a paywall, even down to the clothes. Like I don't want to spend $4 on a Ryu suit. And I'm not. Capcom, I'm not. Y'all got to be like,
pay me.
Y'all got to get like Tekken, where at least you have 3 to 4 outfits out the gate, and then you can buy some other if you want that. Or at least make it a way you can win it without having to buy it, which probably takes, Christ will probably been came back by then. So anyway, let me stop. So, that was Street Fighters. Let me see what else they showed. They showed this game, I forgot, for the Switch 2, that kind of artsy, you know what I'm talking about. I forgot. It's a weird
Kinnitsu.
Yeah, they can keep going. Let's keep going. Kinnitsu pass you. So
Kinnitsu don't look bad, but that was actually the Switch 2 version they was talking about.
Yeah, that's what I said. It was Switch 2, and I skipped right on past it. Lord forgive me. Let's look at it.
I'm gonna have to play it. I'm gonna have to play it now.
Let's
just because you dissed that game, I gotta play it now.
Let's show the Switch 2, running on the Switch 2. Forget this game. Anyway, let's go. Onimusha 2026. K-Bomb, you said what about Onimusha? What did you say, sir?
No, I said the second look, it looked better the second time around.
It does. It really does. So they showed a little bit of that. They showed Requiem. I think that's how you say it. Requiem. Resident Evil 9, Requiem. They showed some of that. Man, when they was kind of showing all the remakes, bro, they need to put that. They need to bring those games to the Switch too. A lot of them remakes, because they look good.
Technically, they are on the Switch too.
I'm talking about for the Switch too, not the Switch version.
No.
What's that?
That's the cloud version. You can play them in the cloud.
Well, I'm on.
And I think
I'm on ground. I ain't in the clouds. I ain't flying nowhere.
I did test They got demos, but I did test Control cloud version, and it actually wasn't bad. It was actually a viable way to play the game
on the Switch. On the Switch too. I did try cloud on the Switch. I tried cloud on the Switch. My internet wasn't allowing it, so it was not good for me. So I'm trying to see. So anyway, they showed Requiem. I think this is gonna have to grow on me. Yeah.
What, Resident Evil?
Yeah, I think it's gonna have to grow on me, man. I'm gonna have to see a little bit more.
I didn't really watch it. I didn't even really watch it. I saw it was Resident Evil, and I was like, okay. Yeah, I don't know. Something about this one just ain't vibing with me or something. I don't know.
Right, that's what I'm saying. See, they need to bring all these remakes right here. Need to come straight to the Switch 2. I would get this Resident Evil 3. I get that for sure.
Have you played it?
No, but that's what I'm saying. I get that when I got to play the first remake. I played a little bit of it. I don't know if I got the nerves to finish it, but I at least play it and support it. But anyway, y'all, we saw Requiem. I'm trying to get through, and they showed Monster Hunter Wild.
It's the Monster Hunter showcase.
Yeah, I think that pretty much was the last thing that they showed. So, yeah, this was a Monster Hunter showcase. So, what was y'all thoughts about this, Nia? Are you getting Monster Hunter Wild? I think it's coming to the Switch too, ain't it?
She already got it.
Oh, she got it on what? PC?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay. What all is it? Is it coming to everything? What is it coming to?
An end, brother. It's coming to an end. I don't know.
That's funny.
You trying to wrap it up? You just ready to wrap up? So anyway,
no. I was just trying to be funny.
I was like, this brother telling me, let's wrap this up, bro. I'm tired.
It is PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, XS, GeForce Now, and PC, basically Steam.
This got to be coming to the Switch too. They just ain't announcing it yet.
I thought they said it was. I thought they interviewed.
I don't know, but it ain't no way that this game.
No, Monster Hunter Wild. I thought they interviewed the people making it and said it was. I thought that was the people who said it was closer to a Switch 2. Sorry, it's closer to a Series S than a PS4.
That this game? That was this game. This was Monster Hunter Wild.
I thought it was those developers, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I'm curious though. I mean, I'm not getting it. I'm just curious. Nintendo need to come on with the third party announcements, man. I don't know what they problem is. July better happen. All these rumors, and I'm sick of y'all. If I see another person, anyway, let me stop because I'm not being honest. I might click it. I still gonna click it. So let me stop even saying like I'm not. So anyway, yeah, Capcom had a show. It wasn't nothing great, nothing blowing you away. Cool. Few games that we already seen, but still look cool. So any other thing that I did not cover tonight? Are we done? I don't think I had anything. I think it's on Game Pass. Okay. Let me see. Do y'all think this game coming to the Switch too?
See why I wouldn't.
Say what? Say what, Nia? What do you want me? What you want me to say?
Nintendo fans like Monster Hunter, so I wouldn't know why they wouldn't try to get on.
I think it's going to come. I doubt it would not come. But anyway, so are we done? Is it? I'm trying to get y'all the floors. We can wrap it up.
We done.
We done.
Wrap it up.
All right. So thank y'all for tuning in on tonight. I told you that I was going to be cool. No arguing, no banter. Because I understood what the mission was. I understood what I needed to do for my point to be heard. And that was just to be calm and collected. And just, they'll listen to you this time level. Don't worry about it. They open-minded. They're fair gentlemen.
Dare I say level-headed?
Yeah, Mr. L Line, absolutely. Anyway, but no, K-Ball kind of caught me off guard when he said, "Yeah, they got it right." I was like, "Wait a minute, I wasn't expecting that." But yeah, man, good show I think tonight. Digital Foundry, watch what you say. Sometimes I'm not mad at you, but I don't trust you when it comes to Switch 2. You gotta win my trust back. But I still watch everything they do. Anyway, I do be like, man, what y'all finna say stupid this time? But John did get kind of maligned for no reason. Level, I surprised you. What? Yeah, I know how to keep my cool now. I knew what the assignment was. I apologize to these dudes the other day. I'm like, I'd be a little too aggressive. My passion gets misleading. I was like, let me calm down and just state what I feel real collected. And, so that's what I do. But anyway, go ahead and sign out. Starting with Mr. K-Bum. Go ahead, bro.
No, man. Enjoy the conversation. I thought it was some good quality conversation. I think, to be honest, I'll be honest. I don't listen to everybody on YouTube, but I think some of the discourse and conversation that we have about some of these difficult topics is some of the are some really good dialogue. Even though sometimes we don't agree, I think the angle that we take on some of these discussions, especially some of these hot button discussions, are usually coming from a good place. And I think what we come to as far as conclusion is something that you kind of don't get in other places. So we're not gonna have that council war kind of mindset. We're gonna try to be level-headed and see it from two different ways instead of just trying to be prideful with the situation or just say I was right, but just trying to see it from multiple angles. And I think we come to a conclusion. I think it's really good. Comparing us to some of the others that I've seen, I like the way we do it. But anyway, I'm signing off. Appreciate it. Appreciate you guys in the comment section keeping us honest. Thank you very much. Thank you for putting your own opinions out there, and always enjoyed it with the fellas. And look forward to next time.
All right, Mr. Norris.
Yeah, man, Digital Foundry, keep talking your talk, man. We believe in every single word you say. It is gospel truth. Yes. No, I think when the Bible says iron sharpens iron, I think the constant conversations and the things that we bring out with each other, and by the time we bring it to y'all, it's pretty much kind of died down, it's been thought out, it's been, tested a little bit, and I think that provides a very, dare I say, K-Bum, a level-headed show.
I appreciate the constant reference. There's a reason why I said that, you know what I'm saying? But go ahead.
No, man, but other than that, make up your own mind about these things. Enjoy your games, find like-minded people that you can align yourself with, and keep enjoying gaming while we still can. There's other things going on in the world right now that probably take more precedence than this, but we're gonna keep it fun over here. And like I said, I appreciate everybody in the comment section keeping us honest. Wave Dash, my brain was like not gonna think of that at all. But until next time, hopefully we'll have some new games that we can talk about, some old games, some new experiences that we can bring, and we can just chop it up with y'all next week.
Oh wow!
I concur. Sometimes I be wanting to talk like Oliver, even though he gets on my nerves. Yes.
Dry mouth.
The back and forth banter in the chat allows me to come to this with more of a, dare I say, level-headed approach. Sometimes I'm able to throw out into the ethos of our chat room and get beat up there. So when I come here, I better know how to articulate what I'm trying to say. Long as I don't get interrupted, I'm pretty good. But no, I knew I'm gonna be cool. I'm gonna shock them tonight. I'm gonna be real cool. I'm not gonna go where they think I'm finna go. Yeah. Fan base, chill out. Enjoy your system. It's okay for people to share things and say things that you may not align with. Sometimes they're going to expose things that are pretty bad. Like a screen that's really slow. But you don't notice it, so keep playing, sir. Anyway, good show on tonight. Nia, I saw those DLCs, and I might well just go ahead and buy I want to try out the game key card anyway. If I'm going to spend all that money, I might well just have something I can trade in and let somebody borrow if I want to. It's $29.99 for both of those packets. So that's $60 on top of the $39 I just spent, and then I gotta spend another $30 to get this third packet. So I'm just gonna buy that game key card, save at least $10 and call it a day. Well, no, I'm not saving anything because it's literally $60. So anyway, yeah, I saw that though. But I thank y'all for tuning in on tonight. Thank y'all for keeping us company in the comment section. D2K, thank you for coming through with those facts. Darkwing, all you guys, Nia, DJ Fanatic. I'm looking at everybody at the bottom. I don't want to go back up. All our new guests, what was that? What was his name
Pelican.
Pelican, thank you for jumping in, man. First time seeing your name up in here. Kawan, that dude crashing out, he sure was, but I understand. But we'll be back next week, same time, same place. Isn't next week 4th of July weekend?
Hold on now. The third is Thursday.
So we'll be back next week prior to the 4th. We'll see y'all then. Stay safe. This is the Live 11 Gamers Podcast. Till next time.
But we got smashed, bro.
Deuces. Peace.